The most embarrassing story of my teaching career just gets progressively worse and worse as the story goes on. So buckle up, it's a little bit long. So early on in my teaching career, I was 24 years old and thrown in front of my own college classroom. I had no idea what I was doing. I was barely older than the students I was teaching. But there was one young woman in the class that clearly had intentions toward me that were not academic, and she would blatantly hit on me during class in front of the other students, and me, being a bad teacher, didn't know what to do, so I would just go okay and move on and just pretend it didn't happen, like a bad teacher. Anyway, so she kept doing it and I just kept ignoring it, and I thought she was just showing off for her two best friends who were in the class, right? But we get to the end of the semester, and she is giving her final speech, which was a special occasion speech, and she chose to do her wedding vows. And she starts giving her speech, and it's beautiful. It's going really well. And she looks straight at me and she goes, "And that's why I love you, my husband, Chesko." And I turned beet red. Remember, I've done nothing wrong. I want to be very clear. I did nothing wrong. I didn't do the right things, but I didn't do the wrong things. Anyways, so she starts pouring it on, saying things. "I remember all those years ago how you asked me out on our first date the day after you submitted our grades." And I'm just sitting in my seat like, no, this is what? And she pulls out a piece of paper. And it's her feedback from her first speech. And I'd written something like, "You have really good nonverbals." And she highlights it and she holds it up and she says, "And he said I had really good nonverbals, and I think everyone in the class knows what that means." And I'm just sitting there, no, but people are cheering and laughing, and I'm contemplating leaving my brand new teaching career before it even really begins. But she finishes her speech. She gets a standing ovation from the class. I'm sweating and ready to just leave the room, but it's the last day of class. I just want to survive. And she goes back to her seat. We're going through speeches, and then her best friend gets up, and she's giving a toast as the maid of honor at the wedding of her friend and I. And she starts pouring it on even worse and saying things like, "Everyone knows that she didn't deserve an A in your class, but we know how she earned that A." And I'm like, no, but I'm quiet because I'm a bad teacher and not saying anything. And she's just, I don't even remember the exact words, but I am just out of it. I'm in a lucid dream at this point. But she finishes her speech, once again, standing ovation. People are whispering, wondering, what's he going to do? And I'm not going to do anything because I don't know what the hell I'm doing because they threw me in front of a college classroom without any training. Anyways, we keep going forward. And I'm just like, I just want to get through this class. And we're going and going and going. But there was one more friend. And that friend has a bag. And she walks to the front of the class, turns away from us and is doing something, and turns around with what appears to be a big fake pregnant belly. And she's giving a toast at her baby shower for the baby that she and I conceived after I left her friend for her. And she even thanks her friend and says, "Thank you for realizing that the true love was between he and I this whole time."